Hi, this is Pam from Heart of Texas, and I want to show you the 4x6 baby album that we will be having kits for. We have 6, and they're just pretty gender neutral. You can use the front of the back of the pages, and some are, I think there's 2 sheets that are pink and blue, so you can do it the way you need it. On this one, I had a sticker sheet, and I used almost all the stickers. I try to use all of them that I can. On the inside of that, so I didn't want it any thicker than it is, so I just didn't use. I used some really small foam dots, foam squares. I don't know what, doesn't say what thickness they are, but they're you can see there's really not a lot of thickness to them. Just pops them up a little, and that way it doesn't take as much bulk. And on the outside, I used one of the stickers. Now these 3 are popped up. This one's not. And then the baby is popped up on these dots. And I just tied some jute, and there's, if you can see the 3 little pearls. 3 little pearls right there, and a rose. And this one has a baby carriage and I put a pink rose in here, but I think all your kits will come with just the 2 white roses, and you can ink them to whatever color you want. And the back has the ABCs and the little Tree of Life stickers stuck on that. And we'll get started. This is the pocket that we attached with folded in the corners and the bottom. And these are some 4x6 cards that come in your paper, but they're almost too big to fit in here, so I just trimmed them down. And they have the months on the back, so I probably would just put pictures on the back of this and use them as photo mats. And I just trimmed them down to fit in here, rounded the corners, and there we go. The hot air balloon, I only glued it up to this edge right here so that you can take these in and out. This is the first page. Some of the Rick Rack sticker, a rattler, and a tab. And this is the pocket. We did 3 pocket pages, and you can see when you have it open that the tags line up, or the tabs line up. And I used the tab punch to do that. But if you close them, then when you look down, the way the book is, it kind of goes in like it's supposed to. So this is the first tab, and there wasn't any rhyme or reason how I did them. It just worked out pretty good. So it's a 4x6 card that I just cut down. And on the back is some of the stickers, and you can put a small picture if you want to on there. And this is a good thing to use for a pocket right here. You could, I think you'll have to trim a 4x6 to get them in here so they don't stick out too far. And this is the back side of it. This one, the little bird or owl is popped up a little. Should have put this on different paper so you can see it a little better. And this says Bundle of Joy. And again, this is another pocket here, and some flowers that I just layered the leaves and the 2 flowers in another tab marker right here. This one has the green Rick Rack and 2 stars and the pocket right here. And this one has 3 hearts that kind of cascade, and they're all pop dotted up. And this is another of the pocket pages. It has the dots on here, and I rounded the corners on these at 1/4 inch, and it just has a place for journaling on the back. This is the back of it. It's a crack and a little bird, and one more page with the blue Rick Rack and the little flower that are layered, and a banner so it'll fit in like this. You could even make all tabs and put pictures on them if you want to. This is another sticker. I just made it into a banner, and the pocket here, and another pocket with some of the sticker sheet. Those little holes in there are really fun to punch out. I took all of these stickers and used baby powder on them so that I could cut them and use them the way I wanted to and make sure before I actually glued them down. And I'm not real trusting of just regular glue, so I just go back once I take the baby powder off, just use the the art glitter glue. This one's almost gone. And again, this is one more pocket or tab for the pocket. Again, I used the dots. I ran the sticker sheet ruler this way and put a little candle on it. I mounted it upside down like this. And I get stick in there. And stick in here. This is a diaper pin and some little flowers just glued on. And another pocket. This has just it was a 4x6, and so I just folded it in half and like this. And you can either fill this out or you can put a picture on it and glue it on the back. Oops. I added some stars to that. And this is the back, very last pocket. And it has some owls, an owl, and some 3 little stars right there that are layered. These are all just flat on the back here. And here's the belly band. This is the last page, the back page, and the belly band. And I took one of the tabs and just took the sticker off, sticky off, and put some powder on it, and then just glued it about 1/4 of the way up and added embellishment. And then I made a little fold-out book, and your instructions will be in there, the measurements, and I'll put it down below. And this is just 4x12, and I scored it at 3 inches, so at 3, 6, and 9, and then just accordion folded and put it in there. So you can get some little wallet-sized photos in that. This one is another one that says, "I'll always love you." And I just scored it and folded it in half. And this has the 2 on it, and you can certainly use that, or you can put a picture over it. This is the last card. It says, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star." And I again cut it down so that it would fit in here and rounded the corners on it so they all fit. All this is the paper, and this is just a little border sticker that I had. So you can just stick them all. I tried doing it so that they would stand up, but I just didn't like how tall they were with it. And this one you can do either way. You can turn it this way if you want to. And then that's the back. And I just glued the stickers on how, I didn't ink them or anything, in the bow. And I'll try to punch, I don't know if everybody has the envelope maker to make that orders it, but I'll try to punch some bows out, kind of a template, and if you want to cut it, you could do it in a stroller right here, and then the front. And I'll show you, you'll get some jute ribbon in your kit, and the paper, and some of the roses and the pearls. And I'll show you how I tried the other one and it tore just as I was fixing to do it. But this is a 1 inch by 7 inch. And there's a YouTube that tells you how to make a ribbon like this. I mean, a bow like this on your envelope punch board. And you can Google it. And I might can find her link. If I can, I'll put it down there. So you start by just centering your piece of paper. The width, it's 1 inch, so it'll be a 1/2 inch, and push it all the way in and just kind of get it lined up and eyeball it. This will say the center mark right here on this, and you can tell you're going to do that on both sides and flip it over and put it in there again and line it up. And then you want to start punching, and you're going to punch at 1.5 inches, 3.5, then flip it over and punch it again at 1.5 inches. And she tells you in the video to turn it back over and all this, but I decided I could just line this up and do it myself. Most of the time it works. I just line it up so that these are just about even with these outside lines, right? If you can see that right there, because that's where it's going to punch underneath. And just push it all the way up to your guide and punch. And the same thing here. Punch. There. And here. And then you have this bow punched. So what you want to do first is, because you could use those for photo corners if you were really wanting to conserve everything, reuse, recycle. So whichever side you want to use it, I'm going to do it on this side. Just kind of start. This is pretty thin in here, so I just kind of hold it and bend it. You can just kind of massage it with your fingers, but and then you're going to fold this. Actually, I'm going to do it the other way because I think I want my little patchwork looking thing on the outside. You change sides, just redo it, and then just score it, fold it so that it folds to match up. You can see where they match up right here, or really, really close. You just kind of bend it, and this one. And then I just put some glue. I'll use my ATG gun down the center of this bow, right there. I use the glitter glue to seal it. You can do hot glue either way. So you're going to fold this back, with your tail sticking out, and then just kind of scrunch it in here so that it lines up with the front of your. I did it wrong anyway. It's going to be pink on the outside now. So, because I've already put that glue in there, I'm not going to take it off. So, and just kind of puff your. I'm going to pull it back just a hair because. Then this one, the same way, open it up and then fold it to meet the other one right here and press it down. And there you have a bow. Try not to crease this part of it, and then you can go back and turn your tails up a little. Oh, it's supposed to stick. That's why I don't use that. Like that. And there it is. Whoops, there it is. You can see my tiny little bow. And I'll try to punch some of them in from just some scraps I have. And you can use, just fold it the way I said. And you'll have a bow. I hot glued my rose in there and I inked it. For me to use hot glue is quite a challenge because I burn myself every single time. So, and again, I would use some, you can either use score tape or the art clear glue. The ATG is not meant to hold it, but once you temporary fix it until you get the hot glue on the back of it. That's what I attached it with, our score tape on the back, and it'll stay. And I think that's all of it. Again, this kit will be $15 for this, and you'll get all the paper, the YouTube, the instructions on measurements on how to cut, and you can get a lot of you'll get 2 sheets of this. You can get it out of one, and just have fun making it. You'll get 1 sheet of the cream cardstock. If you want to make your tags out of that, or if you want to make them out of something else, you can make them however you choose to make them. But have fun. Thanks. Hi, this is Pam with Heart of Texas. I'm going to show you how to make a 4x6 baby album or grandma brag book using some Simple Stories paper called Baby Steps. It's really easy. It's just a pocket page book with 6 pages in it, and I have the paper pre-cut and inked, and I'll show you what we're going to use on it. First, we're going to cover the outside of the book, and this is the paper that it will look like. And I have the measurements. The outside of the book is the paper you'll cut is 4 7/8 by 6, just right at 6. It's a little over 6. You'll cut 2 of those, and your spine is going to be 2 7/8 and 3 7/8. And all the instructions, I'll put the measurements down below so you can see that. And then we're just going to peel off the score tape and put this on. I've already score taped it. I've already burnished it, so this is simple, so it'll be easy for you to do. The kits are really inexpensive, and be a great gift for grandma or for a baby shower. So I'm going to put this on right here. I left a black border around mine because I like it like that on this. I didn't do it on the inside much. So I'll just put this on right here and burnish it down to get it to stick. And here's the spine. I can't get the paper off. Just tape off. This is, I think this is 5/8 inch score tape that I'm using on here. This right here, right in the center. Just try to line everything up and burnish it down. And this is the back side of it. Fit right here. Once we get the inside done, we'll come back and decorate the outside, embellish the outside. It's just easier to do it once the pages are in there, and it doesn't have to get banged up. Okay, so now this is the inside, and we'll start on it. And once again, I have them pre-cut. And as always, you can measure the paper to the size you want. It's your choice how much of a border you want. And I'm just going to mark on here, which is the front, so I, of course, don't get confused on here, because I can. And this is the front inside. Sticking to me. And this has a little ruler thing at the top, if you can see it. So I want to make sure that that stays at the top. And I lift about 1/8 of an inch, I think, all the way around. Smooth it down. Just the spine. Just match. So again, it has the ruler on the top. So we'll just stick it in here. And this is the back. I've been watching TV all day about the Hurricane Harvey. I guess he's Port Arthur and Beaumont and all those are having a real hard time down there, watching them evacuate the nursing homes. That's so sad. Yeah, just thousands and thousands of people without homes or anything anymore. Okay, so this is the inside, and then this is covered like this. To put, so on the front inside, I'm going to put a pocket, and I used I think it's I guess it's an EK Success punch. You can see the front of it. It's some tiny little scallops and holes. So I cut this to be, this is 7 1/8 by 3 and probably 3 1/4, something like that. And then I folded it, scored it on 1/2 inch on all 3 sides, and mitered the corners right here and at the top. So I'm gonna just glue this down. I want it to fit just, whoops, right on the bottom edge like this. So like that. And then I'm just going to put the paper in here to keep it from down really good. And I know I have a card to stick in there so that it won't stick on the paper or something. You can put a picture or some journal in there. And the back page has a belly band that is 1.5 by 7 1/8, and I've just cut it so that it's going to fit just about in the center, like so. I don't know which way looks best. I think like this. And you don't have to miter these corners. You can just glue them down. Scored a 1/2 inch on the long ends. Here. Just put it just about right there. Then this has a little booklet, a mini album that you can put in there. This is measures 12 inches by 12 by 4, and I score it at every 3 inches. So you'll have 3 scores at 3, 6, and 9. And I just folded it, and again I use this punch on the edge of it, and I'll just stick it down in here. And if you want to put a stopper down here, we may do that later. So all of these pages are exactly the same. I'll show you what they look like. I've gotten all of them together but one because it's repetitive, and I think you need to watch me do this. This is going to be the pocket itself, which has a tab on the right hand side right here. This is a 1/2 inch tab. So you need to put your 3/8 inch score tape or your art glitter glue, whichever you want to use. I chose not to have much of a border of white showing, just because that's what I wanted to do with this one. And then once we get, you cut your paper to measure this, and I cut it. Probably you're going to have to measure this because each one of them is kind of folded kind of different. This is pre-scored for you and pre-cut, so you already have the tabs and everything cut. This is about 5 3/4, I guess, by 2.5, and 5 3/4 by 2.5. And these are the same measurements, but it's only 1.5 inches in the width. And you want to put your pattern paper on and your pocket part on, which is going to open up like that. And I just opened my pocket up, put this on, and then just rescored it so you can have that. And then it's going to fold together like this. And we're going to stick this score tape onto this once you get this covered. And then we're going to glue this pocket page together, so it'll be one. This will be glued around the outside, the perimeter. So this will be just one page that you turn, page 1 and page 2, and we'll glue these pockets down. So that's one of the pages. This is another one, just the same thing. It has the paper up here, and then these are all double-sided pages, so you can flip and do it whichever way you want to. And again, this is on the right hand side, and when we attach it, we're going to attach it down onto the book like that. This is one more, and this will probably primarily be decorated kind of unisex, but probably a little bit for a girl. This is kind of come up right here, so let me stick some glue on that, because you don't want to have corners that are not going to stay down. So, and then again, it's just going to fold up, line up right here, and then you'll have a page here with a pocket and a page here with a pocket. Here's the other one. This is the same thing. I just rotated the colors or switched them out as I went, however you want to put them together. This is page, the next to last page. You want to score your, I would rescore my cardstock just to make sure, because I think they just folded. We didn't make this kit. This is from Pinecone, and we just, I just went back and rescored it. So let me show you how I put this together. I've already inked it, so it's ready to go together. I just use my ATG gun to glue it down. I did put an F on the front of this because it's easier for me to remember it, which is the front, and to get it on there. I put it right up to the top, and just, I don't cover the crease, but or the score mark, but just, and then burnish it down really good on this, and the same on this one. Here. Sometimes I have to trim these because sometimes the paper is cut a little off. You can see there's just like a hair of this sticking over, but it'll make a difference in when it closes against that seam. So I'm just going to trim it with my scissors. Like an 1/8 of an inch, but when it tries to close, it's going to make a difference in it. Whoops. No, my other scissors are, except dropped. So then this one is going to be the blue. And again, I'm going to line it up and just square it down. Again, I don't cover the seam, and just get that right. But check this one and see if this one's going to be too long. If it is, I could just trim it. It's not that much. And I did make sure that when I folded it over that it closed. Some of them I did have to trim maybe a 1/16 of an inch so that it would fold nicely with this tab and wouldn't stick out or bend when I folded it. Put this right here. And then I've been inking some of this a little bit. Oops. And see, again, this sticks out a little bit because I think I had to trim it a little bit to get it on there. So you can just see that I'm just trimming off this little 1/16 of an inch of paper. It's better to have it too long than too short. So now we're ready to glue our pockets down, and then we'll assemble the book. So I'm just going to run a bead of glue. Let's see if I can get down just a little. Down here on the outside edge of this one, and on just right on this one, and not on the seam, but just on the outside edge of this. And glue it down. I have a heavy rock somewhere and get one. So this will make a pocket. And it has plenty of bending room right here. And there's your tab. So I'm going to do this to all 6 of the pages. Open it up. Fold it down. Just not on the seam. And close it. Go ahead and fold it in half, and then we'll come back and glue these together. It does have some instructions in here on how to assemble the book. So you can look at that. It tells you how to attach it to the spine of the book. And I didn't go all the way down on the pocket inside because there's really no reason to. It just adds bulk to the book. And this is pretty small, so it probably needs all my embellishments will be mostly flat, so that won't make it just totally stay open. Can you see where I'm putting that? I forget that I have a camera doing this. And put this down. Go. Some more. This is a really good beginner album scrapbook if you haven't made a lot of scrapbook albums from scratch. This is a good one to start with. This is some old Simple Stories paper. I think it was in 2011, but I still think it's really, really pretty. And I see I have some paper sticking out of this end, so I'm going to trim it right quick. There you go. That's what it looks like. So now what I want to do is glue this book together so that it forms one book, one page, page front and page back. If you wanted to, I guess you could leave this open and make a pocket and put some more tags in there. Maybe I might do that. Leave those open and stick some tags in there because that would give you a lot more room to work with. Just a pocket on the top. Or if you want to, you can. I think I'll probably just close them up for time's sake. This kit's going to be so inexpensive and y'all will have plenty of paper to do this. Oops. Going away again. Okay, glue this down. There's one. Glue the other one down. I took my some of the embellishments or the stickers that I want to use and took the sticky off of them with baby powder because I'm not sure where I want to put them, and I want to be able to move them around without them sticking. I think I'll open 3 and leave 3 closed, and that way you can see which one you like the best. Hard to catch him. So these 3 I'm going to leave open at the top, and we'll make pockets to put tags in there. We'll just seal up the 3 sides, 2 sides and the bottom, and leave the other part open. We'll just alternate the pages. Hopefully it'll all work out. Be the right color. So I'm going to put one that I have a pocket on, so I'll know which way to place them when we put them in the thing. Make sure I'm doing it right side up. My glue's almost gone. I have more. This is Art Glitter Glue, the best glue in the world. You can order it from Country Craft Creations. She sells it online in various sizes of bottles. Country Craft Creations at Hooper, Utah. That's her online store. I'll put a link down below for that. And this is the last one. Excuse me. I'm sure with all the rain we've had and the hurricanes and stirring up everything that it's going to be allergy season around here. Okay, this is your book. And I can't find the instructions that you get, but you do get them. It's just basically how to do it. But you have your tab, which is right here. So we're going to place our tab in the center of your book and just write about 1/8 of an inch. And kind of center it from top to bottom about 1/8 of an inch from the top and from the bottom. Like this, and leave about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to go back and put a strip of just part of the paper that I used to cut it out with. I don't see it right now, but I have some scrap paper. Oh, here it is. That I can just cut some 1/2 inch strips and put it on this so that it won't. I'm going to see if I put it like this and then I butt this one up like this, just kind of where I'm going to end up in. Can you, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Let me get out. I don't know right now. And one right here, one here, one here, and one just about 1/4 of an inch. Use about 1/4 of an inch from each side, and I think it'll work. I'm going to mark up on here. You can eyeball it. I don't want to. 1/4 of an inch here, and 1/4 of an inch here should work. It's hard to see it on this paper. There. Oops, a lot. Okay, so we have one that has a pocket, one that doesn't have a pocket. We have a pocket, no pocket. Change that. I want a pocket here. This is no pocket, pocket, no pocket, pocket, and no pocket. So that's what it's going to look like. It's going to be a pocket, no pocket, pocket, no pocket, pocket, and no pocket. So that's how it will end up. So I'm going to put my first tab on, and it's going to be at a 1/4 of an inch. This little line, this kind of help me keep it straight. Because some of the work, nothing I do ever comes out very straight, but that's okay. So I'm going to pull this off. A little bit of glue. I use the Scotch craft stick and put the glue on this because this gives me some wiggle room on with my score tape. I'm center it just the best that I can. That I'm not measuring. And there's one down. Push it down. And this has no pocket. Take it off. And I just put the glue on the score tape, just lightly. It's not really, it's just a quick thing, so it'll fit. Just put that right up next to the other one, straight as you can. Make sure when you fold it down that it's folded on it, and you want to burnish this really good. And this one has a pocket. I want to keep putting the lid on that. This is going to go right here. Put it down so it's nice and straight, like this. Take that out for just a minute. Still glue on my fingers. Pulling this off. Putting it straight as you can right here. Lining it up and pushing it down. This is pocket. Get right in. Come on. A little less than 1/4 of an inch, but I think it'll be all right. So just can book. Make sure you can burnish it down really good because that's what's going to hold it in. And I'm going to cut some. And we'll stick this in here, and you can either put a paper clip if you want to, or you can just use a stopper. These are some of the things for this. I see I have it. There's a button over here. We might just could do a tab. So this is your sticker sheet that we'll have to mount up just to keep it from falling out. I think I want a bigger one. That one's turn this sideways. And I'm going to take the sticky off of it with some baby powder. So it will go where I want it to go. I think I'm going to put some paper under it, on it, so it. It's pretty not sticky. You can ink this if you want to. You can put the date you finished the album right here. I'm just going to run some glue just right in here, and that'll give you a stopper for this. Just put like a thin line of that, and then I turn the book sideways. Just give us a little bit more room to do this, to work with this. There we go. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like with your albums. This is what it looks like from the top. You can see the tabs lined up. And I'm going to make a bow to go on this center, and you can punch it if you have an envelope punch, and then just glue some flowers and things on it. I'm going to show you how to make it once I find my pins and stuff. Punch board. Let me go back and let me look for it. It must be down here. I think this is my bow. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to be 1 inch by 7 inches right here. And this is 7, a little over 7. Let me trim it to 7 right quick. So you're going to put both of these ends in, and I have the box bow everything maker, so yours may be different, but I just put this in at the center of this, whoa, this thing right here, and it just has the word center bow guide center marks, so I just put it in there and punch, and it makes the notch, and it's not quite straight. We'll see. This will do for right now. And punch again. Here we go. And then you're going to punch it at 1.5 inches. 1.5 and 3.5. And flip it over and punch it at 1.5 again. And then we're going to, whoops, turn it around. And this is like 1.5. I just want to make sure that it's even with where I punch the other one. You see that it lines up with this one. So these two little notch there. So I'm going to punch it. And then I'm going to punch this one the same way. It just lines up against in the center where my other bow punch is, where that punch is right there. And punch it. And the same with the last one. This. So this is what you have. So then you're just going to fold your just crease your two. There. Yes, and then let me put this out of the way. And then you can just run some glue right down the center of your bow and take your pencil. Probably should do that before you put the, oh crap, I broke it. Hang on. Let me make another one. I'll come back and cut some paper and make another one.